Who would have thought the last two Olympic gold medalists eliminated before the final round of the Javelin men's final that's taking place in the World Athletics Championship? The breaking news that we are giving you at this point in time is that Neeraj Chopra and Arshad Nadeem have been eliminated from the final round of the World Athletics Championship. Meaning that only Sachin Yadav of India, who's outthrown Neeraj Chopra in this particular competition, has a chance for a medal. Potentially has the chance for a medal. Now, the format is this. All the 12 javelin throwers throw the first 3 rounds. 4th round, bottom 2 get eliminated. Okay, so whoever finished at the bottom 2 in after 3 rounds, they get eliminated first. 10 and 9 who finish at round number 4, they get eliminated. 8 and 7 get eliminated in round number 5. Arshad Nadeem got eliminated in attempt number 4 because his best throw was only 82.75 meters, which is a good 10 meters below than his Olympic best that is there. Clearly you can see that he was struggling with injury. Neeraj Chopra, his best attempt was 84.03. He couldn't improve on that. 83.65, then a foul attempt, then 84.03 was the second attempt, and 82.86 was the 4th attempt. He somehow hung in there. 5th attempt was a foul, and you could see the anguish that was there. So, India's medal hopes rest with only Sachin Yadav. But what will fans say? Oh, at least Neeraj Chopra finished above Arshad Nadeem. 8th for Neeraj, 10th for Arshad. But the guy who's gotten the story of the 2025 World Athletics Championship 13 years later is making an impact on the world stage in WALCOOTT from Trinidad and Tobago. But guys, gentlemen, what do you make? A day that started with so much hope and anticipation has ended up being a damp squib. The rain's getting heavier in Tokyo, by the way. So, what do you think?
As far as the overall package is concerned, I think it's turned out to be a big surprise, because nowhere were you expecting the two most prolific javelin throwers in Arshad and Neeraj to exit so soon. In fact, Jakub Wadlej was also looking completely out of sorts. He also exited, in fact, in the first round alongside Arshad Nadeem. So it's been a day full of surprises, I would say. You weren't expecting a slip up from Arshad and Neeraj to begin with. You weren't expecting another Indian in Sachin Yadav to outperform his compatriot in Neeraj Chopra. Yes, we've known that we do know that he's been around in the javelin circuit, in the domestic circuit for quite a while, and he was I think in Neeraj's group only as far as qualification is concerned, but you weren't really expecting him to outdo Neeraj. Really happy because what he's done in Tokyo is registered his personal best as well. That is always a very good confidence and a morale booster for any athlete, and just gives you enough motivation to keep working and getting better. But plenty of questions with regards to Neeraj Chopra, because last few months haven't really gone as per plan. The one big silver lining that has happened since he joined hands with Jan Zelezny as his new coach is that he was able to breach that psychological mark of 90 meters, also the norm that it has become now in world javelin these days. However, besides that, there have been, dare I say, more misses than hits. Yes, he's managed to secure a second place finish. We saw what happened in the final of the Diamond League as well. Remember, Arshad wasn't competing at that time. I don't think Anderson Peters was also there on the night. Yes, you were outdone by Weber, but you were only 85.01 meters if memory serves me right. So that's way below Neeraj's own standards of 88-89 meter, which is what he had made a habit of for over the last couple of years. And this, by the way, the proud record of Neeraj Chopra finishing in second place ever since that medal that he won in Tokyo. This is the first time that it has happened.
So for all competitions from Tokyo till now, he's never finished outside second.
If memory serves me right, 26 of those in total.
Yeah. 20 plus definitely. Top 2, he is always finished. Be it the Diamond League, be it the World Athletics Championship, wherever he's participated, be it Kortone Games, Pavo Nurmi Games, Federation Cup, Neeraj Chopra Classic, Janusz Kushoshinsky, Doha Diamond League.
Absolutely. 26 if I remember it right.
But even the Diamond League winner is not going to get the gold medal or any of the silver medal, because Julian Weber will finish in 5th position in this World Athletics Championship.
His best effort being 86.11.
Yes. And Sachin Yadav, unfortunately, will finish 4th.
Weber had done better in the qualification, right, Siddharth?
Yes. He had done much better. 87.21. That was it. But unfortunately, when you look at it now, Sachin Yadav also misses out on the medal because his last throw was 80.95. But the only consolation is that he outperformed Neeraj, and in 2 throws, he managed to register his personal best. 86.27, his and 85.96, these were, and 85.71. 3 out of the 5 attempts that he made, he registered his best throws. The previous best that Sachin Yadav from Bagpat had registered was 85.15 in the Asian Athletics Championship in Gumi, South Korea. So we will end this World Athletics Championship in the Javelin event without a single medal. That is the bitter truth at this point. And the empire strikes back. The US and the Carib nations have once again gotten their firm hold on the Javelin.
It doesn't look like, given what we've seen over the course of the last 50 odd minutes, that there's anyone who's going to be outperforming Keshawn Walcott. He really has looked sublime. Interesting to see what Curtis Thompson...
So his finish is confirmed, no? Neeraj is 8th.
8th. Yes. Neeraj is 8th. And Curtis Thompson will get the bronze. That's for certain. Now it's only a shootout for the silver and gold. If Anderson Peters can overcome Keshawn Walcott's 88.16.
Yeah, because his last effort I see was a foul.
3 consecutive. From 4, 5, 6, it's been a foul for Curtis Thompson. So, but it was Curtis Thompson who set the bar high with 86.67.
He was, after round 1, he was in the lead.
Yep. And
let's see then. It's Anderson Peters going ahead with his last attempt.
May not happen. Oh,
yeah, but
I think it's
just about 86.26.
So your new Javelin gold medalist for the 2025 World Athletics Championship, it's confirmed. It's Keshawn Walcott from Trinidad and Tobago. And let me give you a bit of a backstory as to what it's done. But by the way, why Julius Yego hasn't thrown? Is it because Yego is nursing an injury and that's why?
Yes, he's pulled out.
He's pulled out. So, yep.
Yes. Yeah, he suffered an injury a couple of rounds back.
So, yes, 86.26. So, Keshawn Walcott, he is a 2012 Olympic gold medalist. He won the Javelin gold medal in London. 2015 was the last time that he had thrown a 90-meter plus throw. He does have a 90-meter plus throw, Keshawn Walcott.
Imagine no 90 plus throw in a decade.
And now,
what a resounding comeback.
What a resounding comeback with 88.16. Keshawn Walcott, and maybe he
ends it with an 83. Precise 83-meter throw is what he ends with. And but the 31-year-old, is he?
Yeah, I think he's 31 years of age. Yep. So Keshawn Walcott is your new gold medal winner in Javelin after a decade, about 13 years later when he won the gold medal in the London Olympics. Then he registered, I think close to 2015, he won the 90-meter mark, he breached it. And so for the first time, no Diamond League winner, no 2 Olympics medalists in Arshad Nadeem and Neeraj Chopra. Keshawn Walcott from Trinidad and Tobago, followed by Anderson Peters and Curtis Thompson.
Yeah, the only one frequent headline maker amongst the 3 podium occupants now we have is Anderson Peters, who's been still very relevant. He's still been making the headlines over the last 12 to 14 months. The other 2 names spring a bit of a surprise, but the other headline from an Indian standpoint has to be Sachin Yadav, the man who in his childhood days would not look at anything else but cricket. I was reading up on how this is another story of somebody who started out as a cricketer, started out wanting to be a cricketer, then later on followed his true passion in javelin, and he's done very well. Personal best, as Siddharth also pointed out, with 86.27. That's his personal best. Prior to this was an 85 odd meter effort that he had registered
85.15 in Gumi, South Korea.
In Gumi, but he finishes fourth, and that is a very, very strong finish. That is something he can be very happy and proud of.
Yeah, we are just still trying to digest what has happened here, because it is not. I mean, I didn't anticipate this result. Honestly, when I started.
I mean, you did anticipate.
No, none of us did.
Not none of us. The whole world is.
You're still in shock.
The whole world is shocked, because what was the conversation before they started? It was going to be Arshad Nadeem versus Neeraj Chopra versus Anderson Peters versus to an extent, to a great extent, Julian Weber. I mean, these are the four names that everyone was talking about. Sachin Yadav, yes, in India, because of course he's the new kid on the block, so we spoke about it. But other than these five names, nobody else was talking about it. And out of the five names that I mentioned, only one has made the podium. Forget about winning. So to call this a shocker would be an understatement. This probably is one of the biggest shocks in the history of World Championship. I don't think you would have had a scenario like that, like a race, let's say for example, where out of your top four gold medal contenders, 3 don't even finish in the medals. I don't think it would have happened even in a competitive field like 100 meters or whatever. Yeah, you can have your favorite miss out on gold and finish silver or bronze, but even then it's the usual suspect that will be around. This is an absolute shocker. Absolute shocker. In fact, if it wasn't for the injury to Yego, because you're talking about Walcott after 13 years, if it was an injury to Yego, even he's a veteran, 36-year-old, who probably would have been in the medal contention.
Even so he's thrown 90 plus in the past.
So it could have been actually if you look at it, not only just Walcott, to that extent, yes, Anderson Peters won the bronze as well in Paris, but I'm saying for him as well, many thought that his best days were behind him. So for him as well, this year has been kind of a revival. So it's been a time of revival, whereas the new order that had taken over has taken a bit of a dip.
Yes, the old order has struck back. Yeah. The Carib and the US nations are dominating, but again, initially the Europeans would dominate.
Yes.
Now you don't have
especially Scandinavian countries. They
and Eastern Bloc nations, the Czech Republic. I mean, Jan Zelensky, the greatest, if you want to look at the gold standard in javelin. I mean, but also we had a bit of a caution that it is not easy being a defending champion in athletics. Very few have managed it in the history of the tournament. I mean, if you look at it already, Noah Lyles is not a defending champion when you look at Olympic and World Athletics Championship cycle. He's not the gold medal winner in this, I think, the 200 meter event.
Yeah, but why I'm saying that, you're fair that it's not easy to defend a title, completely agreed. But as the stat that you gave, for someone who 20 plus competitions since Tokyo 2021 to now, it's a 4-year cycle where he's participated in 20 plus events, whatever it is, 26, 25,
26,
whatever.
Yeah.
How many ever events? It's not even finished outside the top 2. For him to go to 8th, you could have, kind of been, even if he finished a close 4th, you'd say, okay, the competition got tough. That's the first surprise. The second surprise is the field and the numbers that have turned up. To me, an 88 being the gold and 87 being a silver is completely Neeraj Chopra territory. He has only been beaten to that top spot usually is when someone's gone past the 90 meter or someone's come up with an outstanding performance. What do we know Neeraj for? Mr. Consistency. I think his middle name should be Mr. Consistency, because no matter what everyone else does, and Anderson Peters can finish with a 70 odd, or he can go a 90 plus. Julian Weber can finish at 81 or can go 90 plus.
Same
you knew that they will do Arshad same. But with Neeraj, you knew that maybe his chances of getting 90 may not be as high as a Arshad or a Julian Weber or Anderson Peters. But if it is the 86 to 89 range, he will nail it. You guys decide what kind of a day you have, and that's how he would win the gold or silver, right? So he was most consistent. The only worrying bit is that with the field finishing like that Neeraj does not finish in a medal. That, I mean, had it been a very high scoring field today, most of them 90 plus, because a lot of them have been, have thrown 90 in the past, so wouldn't have surprised you. Had they been in the 90 range, that's the first surprising bit. Secondly, I can't remember Neeraj having finished any tournament with a best throw of 84. I don't, in the last 3-4 years.
This is in fact worse than what he registered yesterday. Yesterday was 84.85.
No, but that's not final, and that's only one throw. But that's a qualification. I'm talking about finals.
So why I'm bringing that up is because your minimum you needed was 84.50, and you had others get around 87, 88. Neeraj finished fourth in that regard as well. But you thought that maybe he was conserving himself for the final.
No, but that's also a different day, different conditions. So I'm not judging him by that. But
Neeraj
Chopra,
in finals, 84.14. Janusz Kushoshinsky in 2025.
In 25.
That was the event where he finished second to Weber again.
Even that's higher than this.
Yes.
Even that. So this, in fact, since Tokyo to now, is this the lowest that he's performed in any final. Right? Correct. Any final, he would be upwards of 85, 86. That would be his range. That's the second surprising bit. And the third surprising bit for me is, for a man who finally went past the 90-meter mark earlier this year and in Doha, where you said, okay, the monkey is off his back. Not only did we say it, the man himself in Neeraj Chopra said it, that the pressure is off because he's gone past it. After that, you thought sky would be the limit. He would just be at ease, and when you are at ease, you're not pushing extra, your best performance comes. Since then, there's been a dip. So I don't know, these three things really surprise me because it's out of character for Neeraj to be like that. I don't know whether it's an injury. I don't know whether the transition to Zelezny has not worked, but then 90 meters also came under him. So you don't know about that. So unless there's injury, or the only other plausible thing that I can see is that for the very first time he's feeling the pressure. And when you feel the pressure, when you are the defending champion, when you are, really ahead of the competition, they often say that when you're chasing someone, you can run very fast. It's very tough to maintain a lead in a race because then that's the tougher bit. You don't know at what pace to continue. See, when he came to the Paris Games, he was not tipped to win. He took everyone by surprise. So he was the star. He would have done that as well in Paris, but for those two freak throws by Arshad Nadeem. He was always there. I think that final when Arshad beats him, and then Julian Weber has this amazing season from there on, and then Anderson Peters showing his form. I think for the very first time, maybe that thought went through his mind that, listen, now people are catching up, that pressure. Will I get a medal? Because what I saw from him today when he was throwing, usually also he's very good. He does throw and he has this own technique. I don't see that grimace, that seriousness on his face, right? He's very concentrate, comes, does his job in the beginning without putting that extra percent. They often say, in racing, when you run, you got to run at your 90, 95%. If you try and do more than 100, then your strides go bad, and you're actually, instead of going faster, you end up going slower. So there has to be a smooth rhythm to your running. We're not trying extra hard. When you're trying extra hard, your feet don't fall. At least that's the lesson, you give sprinters. So I don't know, maybe it's that effort when you try extra hard, that's where your technique goes a bit haywire. You're trying to put that extra effort. That's what's happened. We don't know. Maybe, in the post event mix zone, when he comes and speaks, maybe he can throw light on that. But even in terms of injury, we learned that he had that surgery done, so you thought that was also behind him. Otherwise, before that in Paris, he mentioned that he had been competing for some time with an injury. Now he's put that behind, so very difficult to fathom.
I'd like to hear from him what exactly is it that's going in his head, because I do remember him speak of the pressure that you talk about defending your title. See, he went into Paris as well as the defending champion, as the reigning Olympic champion, and he said that it's true in sport that reaching up top is tough, but staying up top is even tougher. But what did we see over there?
Sport in life.
Yeah. So
tomorrow you'll become a super rich guy, and
that'll be someone else.
You're staying there,
Yeah.
Getting that money stuff.
No.
Always aspiring.
True. But why I'm going back to Paris is because we did eventually see that elite mentality, from Neeraj Chopra there, because yes, he may have lost out. He may not have able to he may not have been able to defend his crown, but we saw that he's an elite athlete because he still put in a very good effort and finished second. And he couldn't be very proud of finishing second to two very freak throws that we saw from Arshad Nadeem. So in terms of handling the pressure, I think for a few years he's been prepared with that, and we saw proof in Paris where he did come up with a very good 89 odd meter throw that we saw from him.
But
And
even that, you see, he got it initially only.
First throw.
but that has always been the thing
But
with
see
him.
the pressure, where did he start feeling the pressure? When Arshad went past.
Second
Then if you
throw.
see all his efforts after that, he's trying to do that extra.
See, today
which is why it
as
doesn't
well,
land.
today as well, if you see, we know that Neeraj's a big starter. He will his best throws have always been 1 or 2, at best 3. It's never been 4 or 5. Today as well, his best effort came in those first 2-3 attempts only. It was his second attempt.
Sachin is also following him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best. Typical. It's with the Indians, that first throw only will do whatever we have to do.
Yeah, after that, you saw he was struggling for, I think, fitness and all that. I think he just didn't get the strides well, and Sachin, I
That's
think.
what I'm saying. Maybe trying
I
that
did
extra.
like the one thing in Sachin though, and it took me to Neeraj only, that the moment that the javelin left his hand, he knew.
He knew.
It's-
But even
it's like-
Neeraj knows. See,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
He
So
throws,
it's that
he
sixth
knows.
sense. It's not even the sixth sense. It's just having control.
practice, yeah.
Practice, control, and knowing your game.
It's like you're batting. When the ball comes, when you connect it, it hits your bat, you know it's a good shot,
It
bad
takes
shot.
me to that story of Sachin Tendulkar in the 2011 World Cup that he says, when the ball did not reach the boundary, he said, I middled the ball. It should have reached the boundary, but I think Paul Collingwood was able to get to the ball and save it from going to the boundary. And he says that was the time I realized I needed to change my bat. It was a worn-torn bat that he was using. It was black and blue, as we all saw. And he said that was the time I realized that nothing more I could have added. The punch was perfect, the contact was good, but the man knew his skill and his equipment so well. He said that is the moment I realized I need to change my bat.
Yeah. I mean, that any player would know. Even if you and I are batting, like when you time
It's like
it,
Messi. It's like Messi knowing the moment that he hits it, the free kick is
if
going top
in or
corner.
not.
Yeah,
Because the contact is fine. I've got it where I want. So similar thing. I mean, Sachin Yadav surprised, but all I'll say about Neeraj is that of course, this is an unusual, unprecedented situation that Neeraj finds himself in. Unprecedented because, as we said, for the last 4 or 5 years, he's gone without not finishing on the podium, not finishing anything lower than second position. So that's the high he's achieved. Very first time he'll go back from a big competition without a medal around his neck. So this is unusual circumstances. So all I'm saying is that none of us, and though we've seen that this season has not been his best, barring that 90 meter throw, but I think I'm not going to judge him based on this performance, but I think what I will judge him for, or how I will judge him, is how he deals with this performance. I think in the near future, whatever he does now will be the true sign of what sort of a sportsman he will be going forward.
we speak of big athletes having big egos as well, and those are good egos at times. That the word ego is not to be always construed as a negative attribute. It's a good ego to have as well, and this will go against Neeraj Chopra's ego. For him to not finish if we here in the studios know that Neeraj Chopra has not finished lower than second in any major competition, he knows it too. Yep. He knows it too. And how does he then? It also reminds me of the time that he told us in Paris that aaj ye cheez lagi hai dil pe. Does this also hurt Neeraj's heart just as much as it did hurt him in Paris? Because he's not used to this.
Yeah, I mean, see, 2025, when you look at his athletic season, I mean, now the season's over. Now he'll have 3 months to rest, recuperate and all that, because the World Athletic season is the culmination of all the events that has taken place now in a non-Olympic year. So he'll have 3 months to introspect, because see, this year has given him a realization that the rest of the world is catching up. Okay. Now I have to be consistent with my throws. I just can't rely on 1, 2 or 3. I have to rely on all 6 throws. And for that, he needs the consistency. And see, none better than his coach. I mean, the greatness of Jan Zelensky is that he won 92 Barcelona gold, but he won the 93 World Athletics Championship.
The one other interesting aspect that somebody's messaged me now is that Neeraj's coach in Tokyo was Klaus Bartonets.
Bartuniets.
He is the coach of guess who? This World Championship.
Sean Walcott.
Yes.
Klaus Bartuniets. Yes. I mean, he had a big role to play in making Neeraj. I think the pressure bit, he handled it far better. Zelesny, I think, can handle the technical aspects of it. This is why he went past 90 meters in the very first few months of Zelesny's training. That's why. See, Zelesny is the only individual who's not just gone past 90 meters, but he has been an Olympic and a World Athletics champion, not once, but three times in a cycle. 95, 96, then you had 2000 and 2001.
Yeah.
That is the GOAT level nature of Jan Zelesny. So, pedigree wise, Neeraj's coaching, the Neeraj's coach has no equal.
Yeah.
2026 now, see, now the Diamond League is there. You also have the Asian Games. I don't know about the Commonwealth, I think that won't happen.
See, Asian Games won't test him that much.
Yeah, it won't test him that one. See, the main thing is the World Athletics Championship or the Diamond League. The Diamond League will test him more in 2026. His main aim is 2028. So that way, 2026 is a year where he need not exert himself to the next level. But yes, he has to acknowledge that the likes of Weber, the likes of Anderson Peters have all caught up with him. I think, honestly, Walcott and Yego kind of got an advantage of the conditions. The conditions, I think, leveled everybody out. It rained, there was some wind. Some people utilized the wind far better, others couldn't. And
because you saw a lot of javelins veer off as well.
yes, there was a good steady wind that was blowing at that point. So
Yeah.
that is why I think it will be a reckoning. He has to realize that 2025, this is the year. So it's brought him down to earth, but he will bounce back.
Okay, your thoughts, guys, on what Charan says. He feels that Neeraj Chopra has passed his prime.
Too early.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's too early to say, and you should never say that. I mean, on a day where Walcott's come back and won the
At the
World
age of 31.
Championship. Yeah, exactly. And where the age of 36.
36.
Julius
Yego.
Yego could have been there if it wasn't for the injury. So never say never, never know. But I mean, if I was to look at the trajectory, and if I was to hazard a guess, I know it's a big thing to say, but I have a feeling you may have seen the best of him.
Don't say that.
I think so. Again, it's just a estimation.
See,
Again,
he
there's
will.
as I said, nobody can answer this question.
Yeah.
Definitely, nobody can.
See, you.
Not even
Does
Neeraj can.
it sort of feel like the kind of time that Virat was having when he wasn't getting that 100? He was looking good at times, but that century went missing.
But that's a sport which is a team game, right? And a little bit contribution
No,
here
I'm just
and
comparing
there.
athlete to athlete. We're
Correct.
getting some glimpses here and there. Virat would also, get those 50s, and we spoke about those 50s here, but that century was just
but
missing.
But there, as I said, you can do a little bit of contribution. Your team goes on to win a championship. You are always on a high. Here, because it's an individual sport, you're exposed. If you're not top 3, you're just not in contention. Like if you were to, God forbid, if you used to have a few more big tournaments at 7, 8, 8, then it's it's very tough to convince fans. Then it can come back.
Yeah.
In a team sport, you can cover that up, a long phase like that, because the team covers up and so on.
See, there is a cautionary tale here for Neeraj. Okay, prior to Tokyo, it was Jakub Vedlish who was dominating.
Yeah.
But Vedlish now has had such an epic slide.
Now he's like 70 meters and all.
Yeah.
Not even.
Anderson Peters, Oregon World Athletics Championship, he threw 93. Now he's even struggling to get past 90. He's going in that Neeraj zone, 88, 87. But even he has also had to struggle. Arshad Nadeem, clearly coming out of an injury, it's not easy. So that's why you didn't see the best of Nadeem in this World Athletics Championship. Next year, who knows? He could challenge for the Asian gold, because that's the only thing he's not won amongst the World
It will be the
Athletics.
same thing was said yesterday. India, Pakistan fighting in Asia Cup. Sri Lanka goes, it might happen. You say Arshad Nadeem in Asian Championship with Neeraj Chopra, Sachin Yadav.
Actually,
comes,
if you want
takes the
to
medal.
exclude our countrymen, Pattirage threw better than Arshad and Neeraj
No,
today.
but Sachin was ahead.
Sachin was ahead, of course.
But,
No, but then as Asia Cup
the
we've seen na,
Sri Lankans' rise has been phenomenal in a year or so. From 70 odd meters, he's gone almost 10 plus meters in a year. That's incredible jump.
Yep. He did.
Malinga, he would have taken advice.
Yeah, but then he has played one cricket match though for his
Pattirana.
Pattirana. But Pattirana, his javelin, he would be fouled. So many wides.
Pattirana, Lasset.
Tushara, no one Tushara.
Tushara could help him.
So that is why.
Could help him. Even Dex is by the same opinion that he feels that
Neeraj?
Neeraj passed his prime. Dex joining
But
us. on the
Julian
chat.
also, I don't know. Julian has had a resurgence in 2025. 390 plus throws. The Diamond League final.
Julian you can't say. Julian to this year had a great.
Two consecutive 91-meter throws in the
Exactly.
final. And
He beats-
Neeraj crosses 90, but he
And
throws
beats
90.
Neeraj by 1 centimeter also.
Yeah, 1 centimeter.
1 centimeter, yeah.
But I'll tell you one thing. What this and I think this competition in that sense was needed for all of us, because somewhere down the line we started taking Neeraj's performance for granted. What it's done now is actually made you realize more. Not that we didn't celebrate it enough, that gold medal in Tokyo. What it's done is actually taken you back as to how many things had to come right on the day for him to land that gold medal.
Correct.
So many things. See, even if you're the best of the guys in form like Julian Weber, who comes in today as the hot favorite, being the guy in the hottest form, see what has happened to him today. So anything can happen on that competition. So imagine how many things fell right for that gold medal to happen. So it's a event we should cherish, performance we should cherish for very long.
It also is a good reminder of what Neeraj had said once, and he said it multiple times when he hadn't gotten to the 90-meter mark, but had shown very good promise and had won that gold medal in Tokyo. He said, see, all of it depends on what happens on the day. The day, so it's like in cricket, in a T20 game, you don't always need a 220. At times, 167 is also good enough winning total. Simple as that. You don't always need that above par thing.
Completely agree.
Nobody's crossed the 90-meter mark today. It could yet again have been one of those very typical Neeraj evening where Neeraj would have gotten somewhere around 87, 88 or even 89 for that matter.
2 consecutive World Athletics
And then he would have been on the podium again.
2 consecutive World Athletics Championship, no one's crossed 90. The last guy to cross 90 was Anderson Peters, Oregon, 2022. When Neeraj got silver, if I'm not mistaken. Peters got the gold, and I think Vadlesh got the bronze in Oregon 2022. 2023, Neeraj's best throw, when you look at Walcott, I think it was 1 centimeter less than Neeraj's best throw in 2023. That for at championship, I think he threw 88.17 Neeraj, if I'm not mistaken. And looking at it, 88.16 from Kashaun Walcott today. So,
Okay, quickly we'll take a few comments before we wind up. Chili Paneer says Walcott comeback quite special, and Sachin Yadav's also very good. Ashish Chandelier is saying, seeing this Asia Cup, it feels like India is China of Asian Games, complete dominance. Neeraj Chopra has changed his technique from straight landing to sideways landing. That gave him 90 plus throw. Yeah, but has also now resulted in him not winning a medal.
yeah.
He loses his balance as well.
Maybe getting used to the technique will also take him time.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, Aniket is saying, why must he retire? You know, somebody must have said that he should let go. So, Aniket has said that why must he retire? Surely make a comeback, in India needs more Neeraj Chopra. Completely agree. Absolutely. He's nowhere close to even retirement.
Yep.
So, Dr. Claus defended his world title. Yes, that's true. We discussed that earlier. Yes.
Yep.
Abhishek Rawat is saying, Nikhil sir, 85 to 88 is in Neeraj's radar, but only one person has touched that today. Who knows wind or chilly conditions today? 82, 83 is some other days, 87, 87. Absolutely, that is exactly what I pointed out, Abhishek. It's wind, which side it's blowing, the temperature also makes a difference.
Plus less humidity.
Go through the air, quicker than. Absolutely agree.
And it got less humid. Today in comparison to yesterday.
Yes, absolutely. So, Vyan Singh is saying Neeraj Chopra chokes in pressure. He thinks about outside noise rather than performance. I don't know, Vyan, if that is. For a man who's not finished outside top 2 in such high pressure competitions in the last 4-5 years, how can we say that?
I mean,
he choked?
if
It was
you
the
look
first ever performance where he's not in top 2.
Yeah. See, if you want choking, I don't know. Was Paris Olympics a choke? No. Neeraj was undone by 2 freak throws.
Yeah.
Doha, was it a choke? No. Julian Weber, who would have thought on the last throw he would get 90 meters plus and beat Neeraj?
Yeah.
Again, Janusz Kuszoshinsky. Julian Weber was in a different zone altogether. Look at the Diamond League final. Who would have expected Weber to throw 291-meter throws?
Yeah.
No one. So that's why you see, choke and everything. I agree if he slipped up and had all 6 throws as fouls. Then yes, that would have been a choke. But he at least registered one good throw in Paris of 89.34. So, can't call it a choke at this point in time. So, but again, people will now have fodder for criticism because first time he's finished 8th on a day when we expected our medal jinx to end. This was our best day to end a medal jinx. Now, see, you got Animesh Kujur in the 100-meter. But we all know how stacked that field is.
He finished last in the first heat of 200 meters.
Exactly.
So, talk to the hand.
Talk to the hand.
This was not your best chance, only chance of winning.
The only chance. Because Pooja Ola in the 800 meters, I don't think she's done well in the heat. Then you got Anurani tomorrow. But again, 62 meters, can she make it? Can she give us a medal? I don't know. She's been in good form though.
Yeah.
Heading into the World Athletics Championship. And you only have Servin Sebastian in the 20-kilometer race walk. That's it. Your only chance was today. And you'll go back to pre-2022 all over again.
Okay. We'll take your leave. Thank you so much for the live broadcast. We tried to offer as much insight we could and tried to take as many questions as we could. We'll see you again shortly for our flagship program, The Dugout, at 6:15. So look forward to your company then. Give us a like on the video, please. Support other sports as well, other than cricket. And take care. Bye-bye.
Take care. Nandri. Vanakkam. See you soon.